Most investors think geopolitical chaos always kills the stock market. They see a headline about the Middle East and panic sell their tech stocks. But look at this chart. While oil was surging, the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index was quietly on a 14-day winning streak, its best run in over a decade. Today, a massive shift just hit the wires. Iran is signaling negotiations, oil is sliding, and the global rally is back on. Hey everyone, Dishku here. Today, I'm revealing the Ceasefire Framework that big money is using to front-run this recovery before the retail crowd even wakes up.
The big pivot. Now here's where it gets interesting. For the last few weeks, the market has been held hostage by a single deadline. We've seen a war premium baked into every barrel of oil and every S&P 500 contract. But on April 21, 2026, the script flipped. The MSCI All-Country World Index, that's the big daddy of global stock gauges, just resumed its surge. It had an 11-day winning streak that got interrupted by a messy weekend of headlines. Everyone thought the rally was dead. But guess what? It's back. And it's being driven by one thing: hope. Suggestions that Iran might actually sit down with the US have sent oil prices tumbling. Why does this matter to your portfolio? Because when oil drops, inflation expectations drop. When inflation expectations drop, the Fed has room to breathe. And when the Fed breathes, tech stocks fly.
The tech titans surge. Let's look at the data. In Asia, tech stocks didn't just move, they exploded. The MSCI Technology Index jumped 2.4%. Year to date, it's up over 38%. Think about that. Despite a literal war threat, tech is screaming higher. You've probably heard people saying AI is a bubble or the geopolitical risk is too high. But the market is telling a different story. The Philadelphia Semiconductor Index just notched its 14th consecutive green session. The last time it did that was back in 2014. We are witnessing a historic risk-on rotation. But there's a catch. While tech is booming, safe havens are getting crushed. Gold fell to around $4,800 an ounce. Silver dropped 1%. Even Bitcoin, which some call digital gold, slid down to the $75,750 range. The fear trade is unwinding, and the growth trade is taking the wheel. The Ceasefire Framework. How to read the move.
If you want to survive this market, you need to understand the 3 phases of geopolitical recovery. Phase 1, the panic peak. This is when oil hits $100 and everyone buys gold. We saw this when the Strait of Hormuz was threatened. Phase 2, the headline thaw. This is where we are now. A rumor of a talk, a suggestion of a ceasefire. The war premium starts to leak out of the energy sector. Phase 3, the productivity pivot. This is when investors realize that while they were worried about missiles, companies like Apple and the chip makers were still printing money. Speaking of Apple, did you see the late session move? They just appointed John Ternus as the next CEO. Usually, a CEO change creates a dip, and we saw a small one in late US trading, but in the grand scheme, it's a footnote. The market is focused on the macro.
The oil slide and your wallet. Let's talk about oil. Brent crude has been the barometer of fear. When it drops on news of Iran talks, it's like a tax cut for the entire global economy. Lower energy costs mean better margins for the companies you own in your 401k. But don't get it twisted. We aren't out of the woods. The ceasefire deadline is still looming. The market is front-running the peace deal. This is what Wall Street calls buying the rumor. If the talks fail, the reversal will be violent. That's why you can't just blindly buy the rally. You need to be looking at the sectors that have war-proof fundamentals. The Asia lead. Why should a US investor care about the Asia market wrap? Because Asia is the future of the trading day.
What happens in Seoul and Tokyo often sets the tone for the New York Open. South Korean stocks just hit a new high. Why? Because they are the backbone of the global semiconductor supply chain. If they are hitting new highs while Iran and the US are still technically at odds, it tells you that the smart money believes a resolution is coming.
Your game plan. So how do you play this? First, watch the 10-year Treasury yield. If yields stay stable while oil falls, that's the Goldilocks zone for the S&P 500. Second, look at the AI trade. It has proven to be incredibly resilient. Even when the Middle East was on fire, investors were piling into chips. It's the new utility. People need AI compute more than they fear geopolitical headlines. Third, watch Bitcoin. It's currently acting more like a risk-on tech asset than a safe haven. If Bitcoin stays depressed while stocks rise, it's a sign that liquidity is being sucked back into traditional equities. Now, here's the most important part. Don't chase the 11-day or 14-day streaks. Markets breathe. We are likely due for a mean reversion soon. But the trend? The trend is clearly up as long as the diplomacy holds.
You've got to ask yourself, are you betting on the headline or are you betting on the data? The data says global growth is resuming. The headlines say danger. Historically, the data wins. If you want to stay ahead of the next market shift, join the Dishku Investing community. We track these macro pivots in real time so you don't get caught on the wrong side of the trade. I'll see you in the next video.